Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's been a hot minute since we have done this. We were traveling, and we just had a lot. We're kind of figuring out the whole mobile life, and kind of give more details with this episode, actually, towards the end. But we are full-time RV people. And that was kind of a faith move. That's what we're talking about today, is our very, intentional faith moves that we have had in the course of us being together. And we're actually living one right now. And we kind of wanted just to talk about our experience with just those moves of extreme faith in God and trusting Him, and we've had quite a few of them.
Yep.
And
yeah, we want to list a few.
Yeah.
As many as we can today. There might be some more that pop up.
Yeah.
We kind of had a little talk before.
Yeah, just kind of going through
some, and hopefully it'll bless you and keep you on this journey we call life. No.
Trusting God fully.
The walk with the Lord and your trust and your faith.
Yeah, this is just our experience, and we don't have it all figured out, but we're definitely,
we're kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. But we definitely have been super intentional with what does God want us to do, like what are we supposed to be doing. We've tried to go with the way the world does stuff by just habit, and we have had to be redirected several times by our Heavenly Father. And I know that everybody goes through those things of just getting with the mundane and just doing whatever he says, she says, and it's very easy to get caught up. What do they call it? The rat race, I guess.
Yeah.
And
the ratty race.
Yeah, making decisions.
If you run the rat race, you're still a rat.
Yeah, it's true.
You're still a rat.
That's true, and I do not like rats, so I don't want to run that.
No.
Yeah, that's just a little detail. Oh. That makes me shiver thinking about that. But yeah, that's just kind of, let's just go through that.
And not a ratatouille rat.
Not one that can cook.
Not one that can cook.
Yeah, that is false representation of rats. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Have you ever seen a rat in person?
No.
The scariest thing.
Like I said, let's just not talk about that.
It's like this furry thing. It's like, oh yeah. And then all of a sudden this nasty snake-like worm tail.
Oh.
Disgusting.
Okay, I'm imagining this, and it's making me want to be sick. Okay, let's not.
Not the best.
Why do
I'm not doubting God's creation.
But it's not the cutest thing in the world.
Not the best. Didn't seem like the most useful.
He didn't spend a whole lot of time on rats, I don't think. Anyway, but he did spend a lot of time on us.
They have a purpose of some kind.
I don't know what that is.
Eating something. I don't know what it was, but doing something.
Okay, let's not get down that road.
Maybe they came out after the fall of man.
So anyway.
They just come out of the earth like, I live.
Oh my god. You guys, this is what it's like being married to Dad. I'm trying to talk about something really serious. And he just goes into this huge, just like, what if?
Yes.
Okay. Love your mind, babe. It's a beautiful mind. But let's get back to the nitty gritty. Let's get away from rats.
Yeah.
So, alas, faith. Faith is actually kind of scary to talk about because I feel like it is very misinterpreted because people, I think that they put their faith in God, or let's just say we feel like we put our faith in God based off of what's comfortable. We'll say, I'm trusting God in this area of my life, But
just saying basically.
We're just saying it, so it sounds like we're trusting Him.
Yeah.
But it's actually in a season of life where we're really comfortable in. We have a cushion of money, or where we are around friends that we're comfortable around. Like, there's no messiness. There's no anything hard or something we have to learn new. And saying that you have
action.
faith. Yeah, there's no action.
There's no action. Faith without works is dead faith. And that's what we're
Bingo.
talking about today. And the works, it's not the old kind of works.
No.
This is the new covenant. This is the new way.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of works is like the action to what you believe.
Yes.
So you're believing for something, but you don't have action coupled with it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't act on it beforehand.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of like, what was I saying earlier? I was kind of going way off on I don't know.
Oh, you.
Stuff was coming out.
Not you, babe.
Yeah, I know. But it was, he was doing something in me and it was coming out of me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, in a good way.
It was amazing, yeah. And it was this topic of just to believe and
basically
just challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Challenging me to believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like, I think we'll even go into the topic later.
Yeah.
About, I've been saying for years, I'm going to be in full-time ministry, and that's just kind of funny.
For Thaddeus Loki.
Funny to say that.
That you'd be in ministry. But ministry for you, we have realized now, it looks way different than what
yes, I think,
you would think.
I wouldn't even use that term,
yeah.
Now. Ministry, I would say, I'm not sure what I would say if I was taught something different.
Fully walking in your calling.
Yeah,
Yes. Which you've always felt like you were in your calling, but as far as I feel like we go through a season where we actually have to figure that out, and to actually do it selflessly and humbly. Is that a word? Humbly?
Yes.
Very humble,
Yeah.
But I'm serious, because I feel like we are finally getting to that place of being able to walk in the calling that God has set before us, but to be able to do it right. Because, like you said, faith without works is definitely dead. And we had several situations where we were given an opportunity to have full faith in God. And what came out of it was not going to happen if we didn't move and actually do the work.
Yeah, it's like it's like believing that it is when it seems like it isn't.
Yeah.
Or like it's like all the feeling is not there.
Exactly.
All the worship team isn't on the stage. And they're not setting the tone and the mood of the scene is not what we would like it to be.
Exactly. We don't have a rule book. We don't have instructions.
We don't see it, but it's not by seeing.
No.
So
our situations. Story 1. Which one was that, babe?
That being
This is yours, yeah.
The first one is Mrs. Hannah.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah, that's right.
We have to do Hannah first because she comes first.
So,
and I'm trying to get points as I'm saying that.
You always have points, babe.
Points.
You always have points. Okay.
We got a lot of points.
Yeah.
Jordan in his prime.
Stay on track. Please, my darling.
Yeah.
So, backstory real fast. I'll help you create the scene. We're the very first story. Thad's going to actually tell it. But
I don't think you even need to create the scene.
Oh, okay. Then go right ahead.
Because I think we've talked about our marriage testimony, or at least becoming
Well, we're
engaged.
actually going to have to redo it because I accidentally deleted the first episode. So we'll have to do that later on. But
Oh, great. Well, So I'm not going to do like a whole
No,
deal.
we were...
I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to tell from the point of we took a break.
Yes, yeah.
We decided we're going to take a break. Even that kind of faith, we won't tell that part. But
we were taking a break. We were dating each other, but we both felt like we needed to take a break. Mainly because I wasn't really ready. I didn't feel like I was ready. I was really second guessing myself, and I wanted it to definitely be a God thing. And
yeah, that's good to lead into that.
Yeah,
that's good. And then so we took the break.
We're not seeing each other on purpose.
No, writing letters. That's the whole deal.
Yeah, Dad wanted to write letters, which was so sweet.
Whole deal. So we, and I took a break from Hannah. No, she took a break from me.
No, we
mutually
took a break
because we took a break because we actually wanted to pray about it and see and kind of separate from the person, and I think that's a good idea. Separate from all the
physical,
the touchy-feely kind of, love kind of stuff like that, and kind of get into like, okay, God, is this what you want?
Yeah. Or do I just like this person?
Or do I just like her? Yeah.
And
like the way, the way I feel. Oh yeah, get them roses, petals, and all that stuff.
Which we actually hadn't got to that point yet.
Roses.
We hadn't actually gotten
dates and touchy-feely, hold my hand and kiss my lips.
What?
It's too much, dude. TV is terrible. It's like...
No, that's true.
And the Bible's very clear on, like, you shouldn't touch a woman before you're married. We, kind of did, but not in that way. I shouldn't even say that, really.
Okay,
people will take
story.
That wrong, because we did hold hands, and you kissed me first. I'm sorry, Lord, I repented.
Oh my God.
No, I don't think I did. I need to, though. Okay, I'm way off track.
You are way off track.
But,
if you've listened this far, you are a trooper. We're actually going to get to the nitty gritty if that will stay on track. Okay,
yeah,
babe?
I'm not.
Okay, first faith move. We are on a break.
Yes, I know.
We are writing letters
okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Because we're physically wanting to stay apart from each other so that we could know and pray
right.
and hear if this was a God-ordained situation, relationship, and not get our flesh in the way, or is this love or is this lust? Like, that's why we did that. And in the middle of the break, what happened to you, babe?
None of this would ever happen without Hannah. Just letting you know. So in the middle of the break, I go to Texas. Mm-hmm. The story as it goes. I go to Texas. I'm hanging out with my old friends. Mm-hmm. Cool thing is, they start to go, whoa, dude, you're all about Jesus. Why? Because these guys I used to hang around back in the day, these are the people I used to run amok. I mean, just go out and do crazy stuff with. And now I'm coming back not too long after we used to hang out, maybe a couple years or something like that, or more. And I come back and I'm totally changed.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Jesus all the time. I'm like, yeah, dude, praise God. And I'm just laughing about everything. I mean, the joy is amazing. I discovered Jesus, and he was like real to me. Mm-hmm. And
how beautiful.
And so I started to look different, sound different.
You were like, you lived completely different.
Yeah. I mean,
like when you tell me stories of how you used to be, it's just so hard to imagine.
I couldn't even give myself. It was the weirdest thing, and this might sound crazy, but I would try to get into the same things I was into, thinking that I would enjoy it. But I hated it. I hated things that were bad.
Example of a very changed person.
I hate it.
It can happen, ladies and gentlemen.
I felt like I needed to take a shower when I was around things that were awful. And things I used to submit myself to. And things that, I won't even go into graphic detail. But I remember being with, going out into town with my friends. and ladies were, trying to, or, I don't know.
Just do your old stuff.
Do the old thing. And I just couldn't. And I was like, and my friends were going,
what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you, bro? Have you turned on us, like the other way?
Yeah.
Are you done with women? And I'm like, no, I just am different. I'm changed.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I couldn't even describe to them what I was experiencing.
Yeah.
Because it was so new. Mm-hmm. And I could say that it had to be Jesus. So that's all I'd ever talked about.
It was.
It was, and that's what I was telling them. And so that whole night, they got to hear everything and see everything that was going on.
Yeah.
In my heart, and it was just expression.
Yeah.
Expressing outwardly what was happening.
Yeah.
Inwardly, it's not just an I shouldn't even say that because I don't want that to be a thing. I don't want this to be an expression. It just was. It just was.
Yeah.
I was like.
It was just coming off of you.
It was just happening.
Yeah.
It wasn't just an expression. Like, it was who I was becoming.
Yeah.
And it was whoa. And it was, and people that I was surrounded with, they're just like, what is different about you? Like, they just kept saying, what is different? And it's like, and by the end of the night, they were asking questions about Jesus.
Wow.
Asking questions. I remember that. I remember them asking, and just the fact that they would do that.
Yeah.
That was not a normal thing. Never was brought up before when I was hanging out with them. Yeah. It was, what are we doing? Where are we going? Yeah. Where are we partying? Who are we going with? And
so all that's happening.
It's all about me.
Yeah.
And now, so that happens, and I want to tell you that because that's what led into...
Yes, yeah.
Because on the way home, it must have been because I don't know, I couldn't say, but God hit me with a vision.
Yeah.
And because I was weeping and crying over and praying for my friends and saying, God, they were asking about you.
Yeah.
God, they were wanting to know you.
Wow.
How wonderful it is. And I was crying and weeping over the fact that, and feeling lots of humility in that moment.
Yeah.
That God would even do that with me, this guy that used to run and be crazy with them and do the same things.
Yeah.
That they're doing. And pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And so it was hitting me really hard, and it was really heavy, and it was really beautiful, and I was going, oh my God, this is crazy. And then, and by the way, that's not using the words name in vain, I'm sorry. But saying that, it's just not, it's not a cuss word, I'm just saying, oh my gosh, it's amazing. And so God just hits me with this vision, and there's Hannah, I'm like, whoa, Hannah.
This is also why we're not seeing each other.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, like this music, beautiful moment, and it hits me with this vision of Hannah in a white dress, and just like it's radiating this, off of, so bright around her, I could see her face, and then I hear God go, this is your bride.
Oh, he said it in a voice like that?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And I'm like, thank you. I get it now. It's very clear. I couldn't miss that one.
Yeah. So that was our first example. And then obviously we got back together.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if it was the faith of just us deciding to seek God.
Yeah.
And
because that was hard.
to know if this was the one or not. Just stepping back. Sometimes it just takes a lot of faith to step back from something that you feel like is a right thing.
Yeah.
Or you're just going with it because it feels good. And
I had a huge revelation about that the other day.
maybe that's what happened there.
Yeah.
I'm just processing this as I'm talking.
Yeah.
But that's good. I mean, if you're really thinking about it. But
that was definitely the faith move. Because then,
definitely.
after you had that vision, then I had a vision also that you came in my room while we were obviously not together. And And you came in my room, and I'm in there with my sisters. I was staying with my parents at the time, and I asked God, I'm like, give me a sign. And, I just need you to talk to me and show me that we're doing the right thing here, and this is my guy. Like, because I don't want to do the wrong thing again. And I went to bed, and then I woke up, and then you were sitting right there by my bed. Right there, and you were just saying, hey, it's okay. It's okay, this is right. And then I woke back up again, and you weren't there, obviously. And, and so after that, we got back together, and then we had a 3-week engagement.
And then, it was on.
It was Donkey Kong.
Oh, yeah. So, next one.
So,
because
we're
I don't
married.
want to tell too much of the if we're going to go back again to the marriage testimony.
Yeah, I think we'll go back later and kind of talk about it.
Yeah, so let's not dive too deep into
So
that.
we're married now.
Boom, married.
And that was a huge faith thing because everybody was like, 3-week engagement. You've only known each other for 6 months, technically. Yep. You're crazy.
Hold off on that one. Hold off.
Okay, sorry.
Hold off.
It's a little sneak peek.
Yeah, sneak peek. Yeah. But, so now we should fast forward not too long after we get married. There is a mindset or a thought.
Yeah.
That you were dealing with, and I want you to describe that and how that was affecting you
during being married.
Yeah, because it was obviously at the time taking you were expressing it and seemed
troubled
or dismayed or.
Well, I just
go ahead.
I guess I had this weird thought or mindset that I probably wouldn't be able to have kids, just based off of the troubles that I was having as far as woman troubles. But then, I had 2 significant injuries growing up that were in the baby making department without being TMI. And I was just I was always in a lot of pain, and when it came to that, and I don't know, I just never had normal cycles or nothing like that, and I was really concerned that...
You had some accidents
as
well.
Yeah, the injuries, those 2 injuries. Mm-hmm. Just based off of the 2 injuries and the problems I was having... I was really afraid that I probably wouldn't be able to have kids, and that was kind of devastating to me because, I was very afraid.
Yeah.
And I expressed that to him because we technically, we talked about it before we got married. Thad's actually 6 years older than me. So he was 26 when we got married, and I was 20. And, we both made the decision where, we want God to bless us with kids whenever. We're not really going to do anything to prevent that, but we're not going to just, we just kind of left it in his hands. We felt very led to do that, and because we want to have kids while we're young and be able to, grow old together while being kind of young still. And that's what we talked about. But whenever we had already been married for, I think, 2 months, and nothing, we weren't preventing anything. We got married and we were on our honeymoon the week that I was so-called, ovulating, and we didn't get pregnant at all. And I was super, that just bothered me because I'm like, well, this is probably going to be harder than I thought. And it was really affecting me. And he noticed that. And so I can't remember the timeline so we had been married for let's see, we got married in March, and then May, it was the beginning of May, I believe.
Yeah.
And you just kind of started praying. Like, I think I just went and cried to you. And I was like, I don't know if this is actually going to happen. Like, I'm just pretty afraid about it. Even if it does happen, I don't really know how it's going to go. Like, I was just really struck with fear a lot. Yeah. And I had never actually talked to anybody about it. And this is my new husband, so I don't want to just appear like a nervous wreck. Yeah. Our very first, few months of being married. Let me just
dump all this. But that's what I'm here for. Let's handle it. Let's get messy. So, you first get married. You're just trying to figure out what you're figuring out as you go.
Yeah.
That okay, this life's gonna be messy. We're gonna have to, open up and talk about some real things that are, affecting us.
Yeah. No covering stuff up.
Yeah. I mean, it's, yeah.
And the true growth that has happened in our relationship has come from having really hard conversations.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's revealing some things that are some lies, some things that we're believing that's not true, and we can get free of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another conversation I think we want to get into later.
Well, we actually did talk about one. We actually have a podcast on here that we talked really in depth about that.
Yeah.
It's called, I think it's True Intimacy versus Sex, I think. It was like our second episode.
Yes, well, this is good.
But yeah, that we go way more in depth there. But anyway, I come to him, I'm crying, and then you actually go and pray about that for about 2 days. I remember, because you didn't really say anything. You just held me and you were like, hey, it's totally okay and you don't need to worry about that. And because you just did your normal, like, hey, you don't need to worry about that. Like, we're having fun. This is, we just got married, literally a month ago. So, we're okay.
Yeah, I understand. Some people have been waiting a long time.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't even that long. It wasn't even that long.
But is it the fact that could have, I mean, if we didn't act on it,
yeah,
if we didn't take action towards it, maybe. Anyway, we should finish the story.
Yeah, so you went and prayed about it, and then you came back to me. I distinctly remember the day, because you came in our room and you were like, so I just called my mom, and I love that you do this, because you still do this to this day. You see a need, and you act on it, and you just do it, and I don't have to think about it, and you come and tell me, hey, it's already been done. I'm like, oh, okay, good. And you told me, you're like, hey, so God told me to call my mom and tell them to bring my baby crib, down here the next time they come and see us. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. And then you told me what was that next part you said?
I think they were on their way down. I think that was right after. I think they'd come maybe the next day or the weekend. Oh, yeah,
they were coming that weekend, but you said that you called her and told her to bring your crib, and I'm like, why? We're not having a baby.
Yeah, and I remember that, and as they brought it, and then we set it up the night they came.
Yeah, you told me, like, God told me to set up the crib.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is like, I'm supposed to set it up. We had an extra room, a spare room.
Yeah.
My parents, we had it was a 3-bedroom, so there was the third bedroom that wasn't being used, had nothing in it, and God told me to put that crib in there, get it prepared.
Yeah.
Kind of like Jesus saying, I go to prepare a place for you. I mean, you gotta have faith to know that He's preparing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's faith too, then people will come on His part. Because He is faith. Anyway.
And is that when He told you that we would have a boy and his name was going to be River Jordan? Did He say that at the same time?
I think that was...
Later?
A little bit later.
Okay.
But you're on it, though. You're on it. And
Yeah, God told you a lot about River.
You did. The other two, no. I'm just kidding.
Hey, that's not true. No,
But,
it's your first. It's her first baby.
First one. It was very exciting. It's very new. So I finished the story. I did set it up. Of course, I was like, well, that clear, okay.
Yeah.
So I did. I put action to the word and had faith to act on it. And we set it up. And pretty close, we found out later that around that time, as far as
the
timeline of her getting pregnant and the timeline of him coming into the world,
I got pregnant that night.
She got pregnant that night.
Yeah.
And that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Because before that, I mean, we have come together several times, and she was really discouraged, and so the fact that coming together that night is pretty insane. I mean, it's not. It's pretty whoa, so that's one of those that I think we gave an example this morning of what we were talking about.
Yeah.
With our, just our action. And it was an older one, and it's kind of cool to bring up because that was like in the beginning of our, and like it's like how simple we can't just the simplicity of Christ.
Yeah.
There's times I could say this right now because I'm talking on that. Mm-hmm. There's times that I have like literally would cry for hours at a time. I think there was one time that happened, and all I would say is the simplicity of Christ over and over, and I would cry over it because it was so real.
Wow.
It's like, wow, you're so simple.
Oh, I love moments like that.
Simple, easy.
Everything that we've done where we have a simple action and task to do, it's like whenever because it's really hard for me to not question.
Yeah.
Like I was saying at the beginning, whenever it's something that's uncomfortable and it's not something you're used to, you're like, are you sure, God? You're like, are you sure? But when it's so clear like that, like, tell your mom to bring a crib, set the crib up, It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you trust me? Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, do you trust me?
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like he looks at you and is holding his hand like, do you trust me?
Right.
Like, I already know the answer of what you should be telling me, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you.
Sort of like an Aladdin.
Yeah. Do you trust me?
Do you trust me? It's time to go to Magic Carpet Ride.
Yeah. It's
ready?
really like that. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Life is really like that sometimes.
Yeah, like a Holy Ghost carpet ride.
Oh, I love that. So that was... So we had the one with the dream.
A whole new... It's like you're experiencing a whole new world in the faith.
Oh my gosh, that is a great analogy.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So...
Who would have known?
Because that is it. I mean, because everything that we've been taught all of our lives has nothing to do with faith.
No.
Has nothing to do with it all. I mean, it's getting knowledge with no faith involved.
Working, but no faith.
Working.
Yeah.
Working tireless.
Yeah. And thinking that faith is just going to come from the work that you've done already.
Yes.
Not faith.
Thinking that you can achieve it by your works.
Exactly. It should be God calls you. He says, do you trust me? And he gives you this thing to do that's not your cup of tea, but you do it anyway.
Yeah.
And then the fruit from that. It's way more than what we got a baby out of that. We got a baby out of setting up a crib when I wasn't even pregnant, and I'm freaking out thinking something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
No, it wasn't. That certain situation wasn't necessarily, it was kind of hard because I'm like sitting there like, why are we doing that? But
didn't take her to seed, like the Bible says.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they first hear the word of life and the word comes, and it just doesn't sink into that soil.
Yeah.
Or something, the sower and the seed and all those, the parable.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't take earnest heed. Didn't take it as it is and run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like you take the truth as it is written.
Yeah.
As the word, as it's written down. He wouldn't have made it complicated so that people couldn't understand it.
Oh, I know.
He made it very clear.
That's why kids get it.
The kids get it, and the adults don't understand because they're trying to contemplate, read between the lines, come up with weird doctrines.
That make it so much more complicated.
Yeah, it's like, and some people get super spiritual, Yeah. And they go off on all these things, and they come up with all these things like, soul ties, all this stuff, man.
Yeah.
That just has nothing to do with this new covenant.
Yeah.
No, I mean.
Simplicity.
We don't need to be talking about, it's simple, guys.
Simplicity.
It's so simple.
So, yeah, that was the second one. And then, but yeah, the next one that we're actually presently in right now, which is awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Which I almost did a oopsie on. Well, I did do an oopsie on twice because I was afraid again. And we have those moments, and guys, God is so good that
you bet.
He sits there and holds our hand even when we're like, no, I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready. And He just says, okay.
Or, He just lets you go down that
and
path
then,
for a little while.
Like, I was trying to help you do this.
And then and then once you figure out, oh, man.
Yeah.
I messed up.
Yeah.
God's like,
it's okay.
It's okay. Here's the path again.
Yeah.
Get back and go this way.
He is so gracious.
Come back.
So, with us...
I'm reestablishing the promise with you. I'm reestablishing my covenant with you. Like we see in the Bible. All his dealings. Abraham, I know I talk about that one a lot.
Oh, it's a great example.
Abraham trying to speed up the promise.
Yeah.
Speed it up. Speed up the...
And gets an Ishmael.
Yeah.
How many of us get Ishmael? I'm just saying, it's like, we get Ishmael so many times.
Yeah. And then we're like, oh, dang.
And then when we finally get Isaac, it was like, wow, that would have been so much easier.
Whoa, that's good, babe. You're preaching now.
I've had an Ishmael. I've had several Ishmaels.
Yeah.
In my life. As far as just like, not specifically a person, but just Ishmael, analogy-wise, an Ishmael decision or an Ishmael circumstance whenever I could have had an Isaac. It's just a great...
Yeah, but, it's the most beautiful thing. What we're talking about is, the fact that God says, now stand before me and be righteous.
Oh,
Abraham.
So good.
He's reestablished, and he's like, and that I see that, in that, what I'm talking about, put him back on the path. He's, so anyway, he's the father of our, So,
so the third one
we should talk about is
when He told us to sell everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I wasn't very clear on that. I'm not really sure if it was even...
Well, it was, because you came and told me, because that was an action that He told us, because we were like, are we supposed to go mobile? Like, you told me 2 years ago, you're like, I feel like God is, I feel like I'm supposed to be, no, you said God told you that when you're 30.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't, and it's not like we even knew what that looks like, because,
You said that when you were 30, God said that you'd be walking in your calling.
Yeah.
And you kept thinking it was ministry.
Yeah, I used to say all the time, when I'm 30, I'm going to be, and I'd say it to people.
Yeah.
I'd say, I'm going to be in full-time ministry.
Full-time ministry. And you thought that looked a lot different than what it looks like now.
Yeah, I think I told you, I don't think I would say that now, but I'm not sure. As far as wording it that way, ministry and stuff, which I don't think it's bad, but anyway, God took me
Yeah.
at my word and what I believed, and that's what I believe.
Yeah.
And so,
For us to do that, though, for us as a family.
And what it's looking like now is I'm believing that is actually going to happen. I'm not, it's still unfolding.
Yeah.
I still don't know what it looks like, but I'm feeling like as of today, I'm feeling something really charging me up.
Yeah.
Is what I could say. Some things that have been question marks. We've gotten involved, put ourselves out there again with a bunch of people, like a small group of people that we're able to run with and
like-minded.
Yeah, they're like-minded, but it's the fact that we can have conversations about these questions without anybody getting in the flesh or
Yeah. Oh yeah.
just the fact that we can just sit here like we're doing now and just bounce off of each other. Some stuff
in grace also.
Yeah.
And no offense.
No offense is going on. It's really beautiful. I can't even how valuable is that, and
for me,
and I don't even know we weren't, well, for me too, beginning of it, I was a little I was reserved.
Yeah.
And, but now I'm just believing, I'm going to start, that's this whole thing about this new belief thing, this revelation of just, stuff I have believed in the past.
Yeah.
That I'm just weaker.
Yeah.
In an area with speaking.
Yeah.
Or whatever it may be. And how I just kind of clam up and become reserved and don't talk. And or it's a lot of times it's like I actually know the truth in that area, but I'm reserved to say it because I don't want to hurt feelings.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people say, well, I feel like you have the anointing of love. And I'm like, yeah, I actually don't see that.
Really?
Yeah, but everyone I've been around says that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll say that now.
What do you mean?
Because there's something new happening. There's something new. I can feel it. It's fresh. It's like love coupled, and never seen the two apart, really. They're always, when I say two, I mean truth.
Yeah.
Truth and love. I see those coupled together.
Well, true love is truth. You can't really...
Truth. So, I think I was talking to Hannah earlier. How can I say I love my neighbor and never tell them the truth?
Yeah, that's true.
To set them free. Never tell them the truth about the gospel.
Yeah.
At least to the knowledge I know. And I call myself a Christian, and I don't speak the truth in love. That's what the Bible says.
Yeah.
Because why? Because there's an immense amount of urgency in this thing that I've learned.
Yeah. There's
urgency to repent, to come to God.
Yeah.
To turn from your sins. Some of the stuff, heavy love that I've gotten into, it hurt.
I'm sorry.
I'm all about, God's definitely, He's definitely love. But I've gotten confused on the topic of sometimes with faith, with, I've gotten confused in that because emphasis on love. I didn't understand truth.
Yeah.
When somebody was being really truthful with someone,
Yeah.
it's to save them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because they love them,
Yeah.
they don't want them to fall into error, great error.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Jesus like that.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely a key part into what I've always wanted to become like.
Mm-hmm.
Is to be like him. Be like him.
Mm-hmm.
Be like Jesus. To be made in his image and his likeness.
Oh, I know.
To be, well, you could say, you're setting the bar too high, or, you can't be like Jesus. No one's. Well, I'm just going to let him decide that.
That's a great thing to say.
I'm going to just let him decide what I can be and what I can't be.
Yeah.
And that's taking myself out of the equation.
Yeah.
That's selflessness. And
truly take yourself out of the...
Yeah, because if it was up to me, I would say, I'll never measure up, Lord. Mm-hmm. And it's not even about that.
No.
So, I don't know if I should end it there.
Well, the last part of the faith in action for us is when, I know that I heard very clearly that we were supposed to, get to an uncomfortable place and not have a secure, I guess, foundation as far as living wise and job wise, because he's going to teach us something. I didn't really know what that meant, but whenever we took that action, we both were hearing 3 different times that we were supposed to sell our house. I chickened out on the first 2 times. And because I was about to have a baby, and I'm like, maybe we're not supposed to do it yet. Maybe we're not supposed to do it yet. But then when you were in the job that it was just not really, like, it was a fine job, but it just seemed like we were constantly just paddling in water, trying to breathe for air, just like...
Try to keep my head...
Yeah, above water. Yeah, that's definitely how it felt. And we were in a secure place as far as, like, we had a great house. We were technically pretty much debt free, and we were like, we had our family. We had an amazing experience with having Beckham at home, and still it just felt like what is missing? And then he says, he told me,
Go
2021.
under the water and let go.
Yeah, let go.
Let go.
He said rise.
We're trying to fight it and die already.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So he could rescue us.
Yeah.
He told me to rise up and move.
Yeah.
And so I came to that. I'm like, we're supposed to put our house on the market. The day we put that on the market, I'm like, we're just supposed to do that. Like, we had no plans, no anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
And we put that on the market. It sold that day. Asking price. Like, it's crazy. We didn't even pray for that. Like, we did not even, like, I'm going to be honest, we did not pray for our house to sell in one day. We did not pray for it to get in the asking price. We were just like, you told us to do this, and we want to trust you.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing, but we don't like where we're at right now.
Yeah.
We're in a comfortable lifestyle, and this is just not fulfilling. And you kept having that call of knowing that something was going to change when you turned 30. When you turned 30, we signed our closing papers for our house.
Yeah, we did that day.
And
then Hannah had the dentist appointment.
Yes, and then I got rid of my teeth. Yeah, that sucked. But yeah, so we're at this place with we have the trailer. We're living with just our kids, very minimal. It's been an amazing lifestyle change for us. And honestly, we love it. We love it way more than we thought we did. And with taking that action in something that was going to be a little bit unknown, we didn't have a secure income coming in. We had no idea where we're going to go next, but then God is basically, because of that move from the beginning, He has prepared a place for us to go. We have places to go, travel to. We're provided to go to travel to ever since then. And He's just made a way. And also have given me, you were saying about God says in the Bible, He gives us desires of our heart. And I didn't even realize.
I was just saying that. We got cut off.
Yeah.
He gives you the desires of your heart. So, and I was saying that you probably didn't even know how much you wanted to, because we were talking about in the context earlier, before we got cut off, was Hannah wanted to, she has always had a heart for worship and playing the piano. She's done it since a young age.
Yeah.
She's obviously very gifted.
You're sweet.
And how she is able to just play anything at any time. And it's just not work for you.
No, it's my happy place.
It's just something, it's like artistic. It's just something you flow in.
Yeah.
And that's just hard to come by. I feel like this is more real worship.
Yeah.
It's if you can just flow in it, you don't have to put on anything. If you can just get on that thing and just, all right, hit it, girl. And you're just and
it's the best kind, man.
Yeah. And
but yeah.
So you didn't know how much you really.
Oh, I was missing it.
I mean, but it really wasn't it was. I don't think, I'm not speaking for you, but I'm thinking it wasn't really that clear of I know you missed it, but you probably put it back here thinking, that cannot happen right now with 3 babies.
No,
I can't even think that would even be a possibility.
No, my babies definitely come first.
But, okay, so you're taking that faith move. It's kind of gotten you to a place to where, well, I should just say, we have gotten there. I mean, God did it. Yeah. But that action led to now we get to see you. I get to see you. I know God's looking too. But I get to see you traveling with a band. Yeah. Playing music.
Yeah, with our dear friends.
And it was such a desire in your heart. Now it's just here. It just happened. It's just out of the blue. Mm-hmm. We somehow get reconnected to this awesome couple and their group now, and somehow they want us.
Yeah, to just come with them.
Yeah, it's
and it just happened.
I don't know if they figured out we're not that cool. We're not that cool. Me and you, me especially.
Oh my goodness.
I'm weird. Okay?
We all are.
I'm off my rocker.
But yes, the faith action, that's just, we're living in the present right now.
We're living that reality.
A dream that I had.
It was beautiful.
And it just happened. That wasn't even something I necessarily prayed for, because I thought that would be on the back burner. Like Thad said. Yeah. The babies have been kind of first priority.
Mm-hmm. And so now, that being said, I think we've covered the 3 topics. Yeah. And we've got to cut it short now because
running out of space.
Running out of space or something. This thing keeps cutting off. I had to redo these.
Yes.
So sadly enough, that was amazing.
I know. I hope that this helped you if you're listening and you're trying to figure out how to put your faith in God and what that even looks like and the moves and the works of faith. Maybe that was a very long explanation, but this is our story when it comes to faith. Yeah. And just 3 particular, specific times for us. And we love you all. Thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you.
And supporting us. by just listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
But always feel free to send questions and
reach
out if you want us to talk about a certain topic. But this is one of our favorites because we are living it right now, and we love it.
Yeah.
And I like you, babe.
I like you too. And
we'll talk to you guys
later.
later.
Love you.
Bye.